This is the Foreo ISSA 2 electric toothbrush. I've been testing it for a few weeks and I'm here to give you my opinion on it. So here is the ISSA 2. Now before I get into all the details of this review, I want to let you know there's a full written review that accompanies this video. Check the link in the description. That goes into a lot more detail, but I'll give you a quick summary of this electric toothbrush and what I think about it. So the first thing I want to let you know is that it comes in 4 different colours. We've got the mint coloured option here. There's also 2 different package contents available as well, and that reflects in the price. So you've got the standard ISSA 2 here with the silicone bristled brush head, and then you've also got the sensitive set, which includes this, the hybrid brush head, which has silicone and polymer bristles as well, and that's a little bit more expensive. But there's more details on all the differences available in that written review. So let's take a look a bit more detail at this brush. Now the ISSA 2 follows on from the original ISSA. There's a few differences. The key differences between the two is the ISSA 2 has doubled the battery life from 6 months to a year in this brush, and the number of intensities on the cleaning modes has gone up to 16 from 8. Now as you can see here, the ISSA 2 is certainly very different in comparison to a lot of the electric toothbrushes that you get, and in my mind this is kind of a crossover from a manual toothbrush to an electric toothbrush. It is obviously an electric toothbrush, but it doesn't have some of the features that you might expect of a traditional electric toothbrush, notably the smaller brush heads. Now this kind of unique feature is the fact that it's made from medical grade silicone. It's very smooth to the touch, it's nice and grippy to hold on to, but the bristles here are silicone. So they have a slightly different contoured layout. The brush head is much larger as well. You've kind of got the tongue cleaner on the back here with these kind of raised grips or contours, if you like, that work to clean the tongue and also the inside of the cheeks as well. So the clean offered by the silicone bristles is actually quite different. There have been studies done into it, and they're equivalent to your standard nylon brushes that you get. I personally found the clean with this not really to my taste. It's not a bad clean, but the larger brush head makes it slightly more difficult to get to different parts of the mouth. And I can't say my teeth didn't feel as clean or anything in comparison to my normal electric toothbrush, but it was just a bit strange getting used to this different kind of sensation, and wasn't my personal preference. The brush head is detachable here, like so, and depending on what package you pick up will obviously depend on what brush heads are available. Because it's medical grade silicone, and silicone doesn't encourage the growth of bacteria, you actually only need to change the brush heads once every 12 months. So that's a big benefit with this electric toothbrush. The downside really to the fact you have to change it only every 12 months is the fact that the brush head is more expensive. It's £17 per brush head, so what you gain in sort of usage time you make up for in the price that you actually pay for it. So the brush is incredibly stylish, and it baffles me how you get a year's battery life from this. Obviously at the time of recording I haven't actually been able to test it for a full year. I'm going to have to take Foreo's word on it, but it seems to be pretty economical on battery life, and going by the last version of the ISSA, the original one, that was very good too. Now it's quite minimal in the design. You've got the Foreo logo down here. You've got a recessed kind of power button, which is what switches this brush on and off. There is a timer built into this brush, which is good to know. It runs for 2 minutes. This brush does also automatically power off. It powers off after 3 minutes rather than 2 minutes. When the 2-minute time has passed, the bottom of the brush handle lights up with a white light to indicate that, but it gives you that extra minute, and at the 3-minute mark it automatically powers itself off. You might just be able to see we've got a plus and minus icon here. This is relating to the intensity of the kind of motor in here, and you can change it to your preference. You've got 16 different settings to choose from, so lots of flexibility in there, and that kind of allows you to take this one cleaning mode and make it sort of more sensible for sensitive teeth, or if you want a really invigorating deep clean, whack it up to the full power intensity. Now this brush charges via a USB cable that comes supplied in the box, and it connects to a proprietary port on the back of the brush handle. You lift out this little cover and your access to the port. It only takes about an hour to charge the brush, which is pretty amazing. The cable is proprietary, so it's frustrating, especially as you could easily lose it because it's a short little cable, and bearing in mind you have to charge this brush so infrequently, it's easy to mislay that cable. That's kind of one of the downsides for me. When the brush is actually working, it moves up to 11,000 times a minute, which is less than a lot of the electric toothbrushes. But as I say, the clean is pretty good overall. I wasn't disappointed by the clean, it just wasn't as easy to move around the mouth as I would have liked. In the box, in addition to the brush head and everything, you do also get a little pouch travel case. It's not the most protective, it does protect it a little bit, but it's not a hard case. But what the ISSA does have is the ability to lock the buttons on here, which means it won't accidentally activate if it gets pressed if you've activated that locked button mode, which is a nice feature. Foreo should be complimented on that because I think it's a nice touch. So, as you can imagine, for something that offers this much battery life, this unique design, the silicone and everything like that, it's quite different and you kind of pay for it in the price. The sensitive set, which includes the hybrid brush head, comes in at £169 or £149 if you just get the standard ISSA 2. Now, for me personally, I don't think the ISSA 2 was really necessary over and above the original ISSA. The original had a 6-month battery life and 8 intensity settings. I can't really see the need for the extra battery life and the extra intensity. The cleaning hasn't really changed from what I can tell. So at this time, whilst this isn't a bad brush, it's very expensive for what it gives you because it works out at about 17 pence per day, and I would generally recommend that if you're looking at the ISSA, go for the original ISSA rather than the ISSA 2 because it's a better value brush at this time. If you are a student, you can get discounts. I think you can get 15% off of it, so it's okay. It's not great. I love it from a style point of view, but from a clean and value for money, I think you can personally do better unless you particularly want to invest in these silicone bristles, which this is one of a select few that actually offers that. So as I say, there's a full written review that accompanies this video over at our website. Check the link in the description. But until next time, thanks for watching.